And ads, no fade, no nothing. Y'all are being weird.
You don't want to do your ad?
His name is Arik. It's right there.
Have you looked at my picture? I think weird's the only thing my character is capable of doing.
I guess this is a welcome back to episode, 4, I think, of Rogue Trader stuff.
We had a dialogue episode.
There was that dialogue episode. You just skipped it. You missed nothing.
Except all the dialogue. And
Except all the
world building
dialogue,
and
which is
character information, and you're still gonna get more dialogue, by the way.
Yeah.
I have enjoyed your
I still have a whole lot more dialogue to go talk to. Like, we're going to go talk to your caster right now. Hi, Jessica.
This is a story game.
Fucking goddamn it.
But I think this is the last person we need to talk to?
Nope.
No? Oh.
Nope.
Oh well. Hi, Jocasta. Who are you?
Fucking son of a bitch.
We said I'm reading this, aren't we?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Boy, Captain. That's it.
How did you come to serve on my flagship?
I come from the noble Solderback family of the capital world of Darganus. I dare say that our house is renowned for its loyalty and strict adherence to the law, and the members of my family have been your faithful enforcers for centuries. I am honored to be the 6th master at arms named Solderback to serve on this ship.
So why are you here instead of just basking in luxury on Dargonius?
Because of my cousin. I cannot stand him, but the feeling is mutual. We can hardly be in the same room together, so I jumped at the opportunity to become your enforcer. I should thank my obnoxious cousin for nudging me towards the best decision of my life. I serve you with all my heart and wish for no other fate than this one.
You seem to be wearing Imperial Navy armor. How did you come by it? How'd you get it?
I inherited it from the previous master at arms. Like the esteemed... I'm not gonna try to say that word. He left the Navy... Don't care. He left the Navy to serve Lady Theodora. He brought quite a few officers with him and established a tradition. Upon the death or resignation of an enforcer, his or her armor would be passed on to a fellow officer who had distinguished themselves in the course of their duties. I was awarded armor in this way in my time, and upon the death of my predecessor, I inherited his personal armor.
Does that mean that... Never mind. No, does that mean that several people have died in that armor? And they just keep being passed on to the next person?
Yes. Yes.
Cool. What is your opinion of me as Lord Captain?
That happens a lot.
I would not dare form opinions about your lordship. That would be unforgivably brazen of me. My duty is to serve, not to evaluate.
I want to know what you think about the other officers.
I do not trust them, but I do not trust anyone. Mistress Toloman has too much power, and will surely be tempted to start deciding for herself what information to share with the crew on your behalf, and what to withhold. Ravor is closely intertwined with the ship's systems, which opens up plenty of opportunities for sabotage. He must be watched. As for Danrock, forgive me, but a man of his size and habits cannot help but steal.
Well, what can you tell me about Abelard? You seem to have high opinions of him.
He is a model of competence and fidelity, and all of the officers and enforcers look up to him with gratitude. It is all the more distressing to see that the years have not been kind to the deeply respected master. Soon there will be no rejuvenant treatment that can save him from the mistakes inherited in such an advanced age, but we were ever watchful and will be there to steady the trembling hand of the honored veteran if need be.
Yeah, that treatment right there is what makes people last and live for like hundreds of years.
How old is he?
He's like
Don't ask
60
him
to
that
100. He's not that old in the grand scheme. Theodora was probably like 300 years old. Easily.
I want to know more about your service.
I am ready to answer any questions, Lord Captain.
What are the Master of Arms' duties?
Apparently to answer questions.
Apparently.
I am responsible for upholding safety and order aboard the ship, guard duties, patrols, finding and punishing troublemakers, In addition, my enforcers ensure that the crew follows all directives and carry out their tasks properly. As they say in my family, a servant who shows disobedience today prepares a riot tomorrow.
There are thousands of people aboard this vessel. How do you keep them in line? How do you maintain order?
Tens of thousands.
2 words, Lord Captain. Suppression and fear. The base nature of the rabble cries for an iron grip, lest they give in to their animal urges. We have many well-tested measures to prevent it. Random night searches, preventive interrogations, corporal punishment, and executions. Of course, the laws of the ship equally apply to the officers. We eradicate a canker of insubordination wherever we find it, without mercy.
Is that next line hostile? Does it appear hostile to you?
What?
I mean,
I hope you will not
slightly.
repeat the mistake of the previous Master at Arms. It seems kind of accusatory.
but it also kind of just like, I hope you don't die early.
Nothing you say is going to offend her.
Neutral.
I hope you will not repeat the mistake of the previous Master at Arms.
You can be sure of that. He was a fine enforcer, but suffered from the fatal flaw of trusting his associates. I myself lack that weakness, and trust no one except you, Lord Captain.
Yay!
Cool, let us just change the subject.
Yes, Lord Captain.
That is all for now.
Proud to serve the dynasty.
Goodbye. So
God
Catholic
damn
stuff
it!
is
None of
done.
her weirdness will explored in that fucking sentence there. God damn it! What the fuck?
We will see plenty. That's why they were assigned to Kaleb. Much akin to why Vice was given to Medina. Hi, idea.
I was just checking to see if she had a dialogue option. I know we were talking about how she should have something to say without the Voxmaster, but she doesn't.
Remember, at your earliest convenience, and it did get rid of my Okay, so no, it's just every time we save, it gets rid of my fucking favorites.
Oh wow.
Doesn't matter when we saved. Remember, it's your earliest convenience. We do have to give Medina and that Kaleb his characters, their characters.
Well, we need to go places to do that.
I know.
And that's where
We're going to the
go
Astropathic
place.
Chapel right now, aren't we?
Yeah.
I was just reminding you. That is all.
It's not like I'm standing in front of the door or anything right now.
Open the goddamn door!
Go to the chapel so I can go and do nothing actually. Do nothing. Who do you think is better to have in the party? The lie detector or the danger detector?
Lie.
Sister Argent.
Sister Urgent.
Okay, but she might shoot me in the back and I don't want to risk that.
She won't. She won't. You can actually give her an ability that will make it to where she won't do that.
She seems pretty, similar to Set.
She's not?
Sure, okay.
As long as you follow the letter of the Emperor, she won't do that.
Is there money to be made? Success is the only outcome I accept.
Ooh, some goods.
I do not remember who is who, so I'm just gonna assume that's right.
Correct.
As if I would be anyone else.
You might have been. No, right,
have
you're right. I did remember
entire
you.
Working series.
Hi, Zachary, whatever your name is. Who are you?
Zachary Taylor?
Huh. He has a full art page.
He does.
He's important.
Do we ever come back to see him?
It's Medina's.
Oh.
Lord Captain,
He shows up enough to where he should have a dedicated person. Or at least shows up in an important enough instance to where they should have a dedicated person.
I see.
A visit from the rogue trader is an honor for us. How can I be of use, your lordship?
Why do they all cover their eyes?
Sanctioning is a brutal procedure, one which robs every astropath of the gift of sight, but in return they gain a new kind of vision that allows them to see what ordinary people cannot.
Thank you for answering my question. Cool. That was timely. And not at all scripted.
The light emanating from beneath the bandages flickers with strange hues as the choir master clutches at his temples. His expression shifts in a way that you are well familiar with. It is the look of one who has glimpsed the grim signs that evil has left upon your soul.
Oh, did my nightmare scold you?
I do like the music in this area.
My apologies, your lordship. I sensed a strangeness in you, and my mind reached out on its own accord. I did not see much, but what I did see was enough. It grieves me to know that this mark weighs on you so. Trust me, I am well acquainted with the oppressive burden of doom.
How much talking do you want to do?
It don't matter.
Remind me. Who are you again?
My name is Zachary Weiss. They say, your lordship. I'm the choir master of the Athapathic Choir. I was posted to the ship soon after my soul-binding ritual in Holy Terra. You might say I've been serving House von Velactus all my life.
How did you like serving under Lady Theodora?
I've served her for 2 decades and never knew another Lord Captain before your ascension. With her, I've been through transparent his mind to another place, shadow of great crypts. Creeps into his face. Many things. Lady Theodora had a good understanding of my significance without the overall mechanism of the ship's service within the orbit, which, however, did not stop her from neglecting my warnings.
I am very confused. So how old are you exactly? You're the first person that actually looks like an old man.
If my calculations are correct, having factored in our movement through the warp, I turned 34 a month and a half ago.
Clean living.
And that, folks, is why we don't fuck with the warp.
Is that a joke? Or
No.
because he looks aged.
Yeah.
Significantly
There's
aged.
applause. You can't quite decide if the old man in front of you is joking.
Huh. Tell me about your choir. I heard some people really like their music.
It's like the only room on this ship that has something other than ship.
Of course, Lord Captain. Is there something specific you would like to know?
What exactly is this place? It is other than ship music.
To us, Astropass is the place of the cradle of our grave. Cradle and our grave, Lord Captain. You are the conflicts in which every secret missive, every order, prime importance, every scheme being plotted behind the scene. You are a place where your loyal astropath is ready to lay down their life for crumbs of information, if that is your wish. We receive and send messages for hours turning into days. We wander the dark depths of the immaterium, carrying our voice through the warp's eternal night, bringing it to our comrades in some remote refuge. Accepting the voices, signals, and missives of others to our own abode is most often meant for you, Lord Captain, and at times they are meant for no one.
So what is this device? like a drum.
It is a sacred compiler that helps us record, store, and to an extent, unriddle messages. The Aspects first receive these messages in the form of muddling images, dictating what they see into the machine, which logs every word. From the reels to the receivers on the ceiling, the machine records words that are routed through lines under the floor and transcribers, and then the thesaurus core. The core is the most important part of the mechanism and contains a vast catalog of various symbols and the methods of their interpretation.
Anybody else get transported all the way to a wall?
Yeah.
Yes.
Showing us the
Okay.
thing.
I'm making sure.
The compiler matches the images and the messages against this data and forwards the result to the central cogitator and myself so that I can begin the ritual decoding. I know of no other choir that possesses so wise a mechanism that I praise the God Emperor for its existence. However, while the compiler hastens the extraction of intentional meaning from perplexing imagery, and Ashbath must often open their minds to interpretation, which is no less perilous than the rites receiving or sending an astropathic message.
So, if this machine is so smart, it knows the meaning of the symbols, why can't it just decode the messages itself?
Regrettably for us all, your lordship, astropathic messages are not ciphered dispatches, or rather psychic imprints containing information. Only an astropath can read the entirety of something created through the medium of the warp. For them all, the messages pass through their materium. They might become distorted in malevolent intent. It falls to your servants alone to shield their mind with faith, separate true meaning from the influence of the ruminous powers.
So, like Adira, you can just see the future. How does one become an astropath?
I would assume that you know the answer already, your lordship. You have walked a similar road yourself, even though you took a different turn than I.
So, like Adira.
Everyone that's also a psyker is just gonna look at you and go, "That's a dumb question, you fucking psyker," aren't they?
We're all part of the
They've
Imperial
all
Scythe
done
Monks.
it.
Psykers deliver the terror on the black ships. Only a few of the candidates had what it took to study astropathy. Few still successfully completed the grueling training and being eligible for soul binding. And almost none survived the initiation.
Apparently all psychers need to know about what psychers can do. What every other group
Yeah.
can do.
Yes.
And if you
All
don't,
psychers know that other psychers exist.
Well, no, it's more all the different variations.
Yes.
It's like going to ethnicity and going, "Hey, you know a specific example of similar ethnicity, right?"
Yeah.
You all
We were
get
given the privilege to behold the Emperor's light. A light flawless and searing. That changes you. It wounds you irreparably. Takes your eyesight. But in exchange, you commune with greatness. Its presence in our souls fortifies them as we stand against malicious powers.
so everyone in this room is blind.
Yes.
the astropaths.
After the ritual, Ashbath is assigned the position of the Adeptes. Ashbath relay or ship. More often than not, our first place is to serve. Our first place to serve is also our last.
So if you wanted to hide certain information from me, you could.
My duty is to shield you from the monstrous communication through the warp. The screams of the Emperor's lord, so over centuries dead by now. The nightmarish, maddening images, the sea of souls, the cursed symbols that cause Ashbath to convulse in violent fits of frenzy, the messages from abominations in search of weak minds to devour. Concealing all that from you is my duty.
Sea of
An
souls.
alternate
Sea of
an
star.
alternate dimension of Here, no. It's the warp, an alternate dimension of pure energy and madness existing as a mirror to real space, also known as the Immaterium, the Imperium, the Aether, the Sea of Souls, or warp space.
So they do the equivalent of the same thing?
No, the Sea of Souls, or the Sea of Stars is nothing like the warp. At all. In Eric's game, maybe. Maybe close. But the warp is so much more terrifying than Eric's game.
More terrifying than random dragon things appearing to try to tear your ship apart.
Abso-fucking-lutely. Abso-fucking-lutely.
That feels
No
like
offense
it's
to
on
Eric,
par with random demons appearing whenever you use a power.
Random demons is not, no. In the warp, while you're in the warp, you might just run into Slanesh. Himself, itself. Just, there it is. Hi, how you doing? And then we're all dead.
You could also be transported back in time when you exit the warp.
Correct. Thousands of years, in fact.
So it sounds like a similar concept.
You can also just never leave. It's a similar concept, but the warp is much more terrifying than the Sea of Stars in Eric's game.
You could be trapped in a warp 100 years and fight demons, while your chapter slowly dies and almost becomes eradicated.
We're
No,
not
you
Space
didn't
Marines.
I'm just saying.
I
Lament us,
know.
hope. The lament us, what did we do wrong, my lord?
Exist.
If something happens to your choir, where can I find a new astropath?
It'd be more on point to say when something happens. The Emperor's blessing protects us from the warp's various influences. However, there are no horrors dwelling in the void for which this defense could be no obstacle, especially if one spends as much time in their company as we do. There's only one way to procure astropaths, and that is through the Adeptus Administratum. Luck permitting, unattached astropaths from the sector will be posted to the ship. Ones who, for whatever reasons, have lost their place of service, feeling that the request will go to Terra, and we will have to wait a long time.
Very long time.
That said, there are other options. Blasphemous, forbidden options. Unsanctioned psychers, unprotected, broken souls who seldom live past their first few seances. But even those could do. So the God Emperor put our souls through severe trials, and judging by how rabid the warp has been of late, by the number of dead astropaths, those trials would be upon us sooner than our prayers could reach Terra.
So a deer could replace some of these guys. Oh.
I do not suggest this, Lord Captain.
She seems a little unstable. I wouldn't.
Technically, you could replace these guys, Lord
I'm
Captain.
a sanctioned psyker, I'm not unsanctioned.
I know,
I
but
cannot-
you could also technically do it. You just wouldn't survive.
Just shove some of the Emperor's energy into your face. You'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine. I have sanctic powers. It'll be fine.
Alright. I want to discuss other topics. I'd rather not be shoved into one of these machines than die a horrific death.
Or learn how to play the
I am
piano.
listening carefully,
Learn
Lord
how to play
Captain.
the piano. That odd noise inside the chapel. Does it not bother you?
On the contrary, Lord Captain. It is a mental focusing technique used by your flagship's choir, one that I invented myself. This music was written by an astropath.
You just insulted the man's music. What the fuck?
What my charge is, and I hear, is not what ordinary people hear. Its true depth and beauty cannot be fathomed without the Emperor's blessing. The music protects our minds from rudimentary thoughts, purifies and sharpens them. above all else, it serves as the beacon of sorts amid the tumultuous sea of souls, a thread to lead us home from the deadly maze.
Who am I to judge a man's music? I'm sorry. Have you made a confession lately?
I beg your lordship's pardon.
Why are some destined to perish in the warp, while others must go on living?
How odd. Odd that you should listen to my confession, and odd that you should choose to approach me afterward. Why?
I felt there was anguish in the confession. I wanted to help.
My confession made you anxious on my accounts, resulting in the waste of your time, for which I apologize. I am thankful for your consideration.
Consideration.
Consideration over your
Random
yawning.
XP. Woo!
Free XP and I got an achievement.
Yeah.
Insult my music, then ask why if I'm okay.
4% of people have gotten this achievement.
Correct.
It's
How many people?
4.
Nobody talks to the dude to get the confessions. I have found out.
Yeah, apparently. It's to uncover all the secrets of the Void Ship Shrine. Which, the 2 confessions were the last ones, apparently.
Yeah. Well, there's the orb, there's the hammer, and there's the confessions.
Yeah.
And the hammer is currently on bonking duty.
Yep.
And the orb was open and no one's using it.
And the orb gave up its bullshit secrets.
Well, in order to use it, someone has to not do anything.
But no one wants to do that.
Exactly.
I am too valuable to do that.
So let's just carry on. We will speak later, Choir Master. I have business to attend to. I have more people to talk to.
Goodbye,
Yeah,
your
right up
lordship.
here.
I was able to finish this other dialogue you
I am
skipped.
so sorry. I keep forgetting that dialogue happens when I return back.
Death always keeps close to astropaths, and its punishments for arrogance and weakness are severe. I've seen my fellows die. At the times, the memories are exceedingly hard to bear.
Oh, fuck
Sadly, every choir has a story like that, and a survivor who has carried their ghost with them ever since.
I
By
hate
putting
your
on the right
memory.
path. My apologies.
Memory or something?
And I continue to worry these old wounds. To require requires a clear and firm state of mind. Hover over the
Scroll
I
up.
can just scroll up.
scroll up.
Scroll up.
I was just sort of
I
let
would
him.
not be surprised if it was actually his memory either.
No, that's locked in short term.
I was just gonna give you credit and just let you say that you remembered it.
No, I don't remember things word for word. That's like whenever Caleb said I couldn't remember my lines. That's exactly why. I know the gists, I know what, and I know how to get there,
Yeah,
but the specifications are gone.
you could stop pressing the button. Thank you very much. Let's end this dialogue. Who else do I need to talk to? I need to help this guy over here.
Why? Protect us
What?
from the machine spirit's unrest, or without his gifts, the sacrifices are fruitless.
I can talk to people? I
So
didn't
you
even
can
click on this
initiate
guy.
it. Engine C are busy.
Oh, he's busy. Hey, what's going on over here?
He's trying to fix things.
The sacred compiler is ailing your lordship. A gloom has come over the machine spirit. Shit's broke, and these cogs can't fix it for some fucking reason.
What? Isn't that their job to fix these things?
That's the cog's job, yeah.
Huh.
They're trying, but
Fuck.
yeah.
Yeah, let us see if there's anything I can do. Anything I can... Let's see if there's a way I can help. Now we just need to go around and do the thing.
My options open.
Don't click that button.
Click the button.
No, I can't click that button because I have a 55% chance to succeed. If I click that button, we won't succeed.
There's a lot of these have a 60% for me. Hey, Seth, you mind going through and doing these tech use
Eh?
things?
I was fixing other ones. What's going on?
No,
There's one up here as well, set.
I was just asking.
Give me a moment.
Take your time. There's no rush.
I fucked that one up. My bad.
Uh-oh.
Did you actually?
Yeah, he did.
Oh.
Let's get the job done.
Level up!
Yay, free XP.
Is that gonna be a problem?
Might be. It might be, actually.
Yeah, the machines are fucking tech brace. They should never have let me touch it.
Ah!
Your lordship, everything's working again.
Woo!
Cool. Everything's working.
With sacred words and virtuous thoughts turned toward the God Emperor, I have been able to pacify the machine's wayward spirits. All me, no one else.
How lucky we are to have you on this ship.
Precisely.
You're so wonderful and wise.
This statement is true. I recommend
Really live up to
installing
his
2
name.
incense burning units in this compartment to prevent the spirit's continued anger. Zachary Weiss will be provided with a list of minor recommendations, 142 in total, to
Oh
improve
my god.
this compartment's maintenance. Failure to implement will result in sanctions on the part of the AdMech priesthood.
But they want me to bring 142 candles for this room that already has.
No, they want. There's a list of 142 different minor improvements. One of them being more incense.
Oh. But
Yeah.
they have candles everywhere.
Yeah, I'm aware.
They are not anointed with the sacred oils in the correct.
Mance is really living up to his name of Sigma.
See? Then it's not.
And now I leave.
He's
I'm
gone.
gonna level up. Agility. And then I gotta scroll down.
Gonna quickly level up the things. I already knew what I wanted for my next level up. So that's
I need in the
fine.
footsteps of death.
Aren't you cool?
I am.
Shit.
I don't know what I want for Castios.
What was the shit for, Eric?
It's like, oh, I went for it.
I mean, I'm the rogue trader. That's kind of in the description. I'm just going to, because I can't actually see you guys leveling up, I'm just going to stand by the entrance, pause my recording, and then let it be.
This is a really small level.
Don't stand by the entrance.
Why? There's
Rise
nothing
Talk
else.
to Zachary again.
Or get left in the dust.
Did you already loot this room? You already looted this room.
Yes, but talk to Zachary again.
Oh, why?
Find it hard to believe in
Because there's
second chances.
the quest isn't over.
I don't want to talk to him again. Hi.
Your lordship, I have something for you. Thanks to your assistant training fire, we have been able to interpret most curious message. It contains a call sign that agents of the renegade used in their report.
Hey, you know that guy that betrayed us? The guy that you want to find and kill?
Could it be a
The
message from
master whispered
Foster?
for the ship.
Oh, it's Coonrad. Could it be a message from Coonrad?
You get to pronounce the T. He was
Wait,
more likely. He was more likely the intended recipient.
When was the signal sent?
Fuck if I know. I
Is
cannot
that fair?
Yeah.
You can just
Keep-
keep that fucking
keep it like
final.
that.
He's basically in the short terms saying fuck the final.
So, what does the message say?
Only a few words. Limit. Ignatius 9, right? Or is it 11?
11.
11. The winds have ceased. It is done. Now, the limit is Voltier's concept. All sign for special reports. But the rest of the code is unfamiliar with that. We know where to look for the truth. But Ignatius 9 system. 11 system. Fuck.
Counting is hard. You're blind. Shut up.
You see my eyes right here? There's like a special fucking light coming out of it.
I can see nothing.
You kind of have lightning just shooting out your eyes. I will get to the bottom of that message.
I have no doubt of that, your lordship.
We will speak later, Master. I have business to attend to.
Goodbye, your lordship.
In your dialogue, let you guys finish something up.
Fucking eyes burn.
I was trying to get you your side quests, man.
You're right.
Good dodge.
I thank you for.
I have a nose for profit and a taste for adventure. My gut tells me it's a bad idea. I refuse. I'm on your side, remember?
What did they do? What did they do?
The last big cannot be saved from 13th storm. The last father's beloved son will not open his. He will open his maw.
Yawning maw. What?
What did you do?
I stared at this.
Who scared the astropath?
He's gone.
I have to go.
What?
For a long time.
Let us not dawdle.
Oh,
I don't know. The dogs are barking at something out in the yard. I'll be back.
Okay. Then we'll be back.
Well,
Yeah.
you're still gonna level up Cassie, right?
Yeah, but I'll do that after pausing.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. I have to go read through all Cassia's things, and that will take a while.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So, be right back.
One-way time machine go.
Oh my god, this one can be turned into an execution thing at any moment.
And I'm back. We're
Hello.
back. That's
Hola,
everything to
¿cómo
do in
está?
this room. So we can finally continue on and leave this place. I say knowing that there's one more room and one more person to talk to.
Only the rogue trader has the right.
These guys can't decide to just leave.
Correct.
I get to decide who gets to leave.
Correct.
I did not go level up the other 3 characters that we don't have.
Don't worry about it.
Don't level up characters that we're not going to actively use.
Do it later on your own time and probably sloppily. It really won't hurt you.
I probably will just choose any random option.
I mean, they recommend most things, so just pick those up.
Yeah, but the recommended things aren't always.
Aren't
Good.
usually good.
Keep your wits
No,
about
but
you.
for the characters that we're not going to be playing as, it doesn't matter.
This is the last guy I know of. Okay, there's 2 guys over here. I found the sources of the confessions. Actually. Do you want to read this, Eric? Because you read it
Just
before.
go. Pick a thing.
Hey, we found the source of the confessions. You have nothing to worry about now. Cool.
Nothing indeed. I'll pass the confessions on with a note regarding your personal involvement. May the Emperor protect your lordship.
Cool. In dialogue.
You need it.
I did it. Now there's this weird dude, Confessor Alphabet?
The Emperor protects
Adalbert.
your lordship. Are you here to pray or have mundane matters brought you to me?
Is he important or can we just ignore him?
Yeah, I'll blitz it.
Okay. Remind me, who are you? And what do you do on the ship?
The Confessor. People come to me to confess things.
Okay. Why?
I am entrusted for caring for the reliquary chapel and the crypt. I conduct liturgies, consecrate the bays, blah blah. Make sure there's no horrors lurking in the darkness.
Tell me about this
I'm the
crypt.
pastor.
The dynastic crypt or whatever it is.
It's where the rogue traders are buried. Buried, quotation marks.
So, Theodora is buried somewhere on the ship. Quote
Currently.
unquote.
Uh-huh.
Okay. That's the part where it says that's where they leave the rest. Okay. I would like to find out
And
more.
their most loyal servants.
Like Mort.
Correct.
So, could we potentially just go sneak around there and steal Mort's weapon?
No,
But
Man,
no.
no one
Yes.
could use it anyway.
but he has a
I
cool
can.
gun.
You have Melta proficiency?
Next level, yeah.
That's a choice.
I would like to find
Why?
out more about this place.
There's melta pistols that are
Go
fucking
ahead.
broken.
The only place to worship on the ship.
No, of course not. This is just a big one.
Oh, I want more people to be able to have places like this.
Very generous. Sure. We'll see what we can do.
Cool. Where are all these weapons for? Where do they come from?
The relics were tracked down and people brought them here. It's more of a look at you, you're so cool thing than anything else, honestly.
That looks like a shotgun. That looks like a blast pistol. That's definitely a hammer. And that's definitely a sword. You might as well just call them weapons. I have other questions.
Sure.
I would like to hear about the Imperium tenets from you.
That's a fucking flamer right
It
there.
feels like it would take forever.
Every man and woman has their place in the order he created, and this order must be followed at the will of one's superiors obeyed. Beware of witches, for they have been stained by the warp. Persecute mutants, for they are perversions of the human form, and hate the Xenos.
So, the Imperial Creed prescribes being wary of Psychers, but the Imperium needs them.
Having been touched by the warp yourself, you are pondering your own essence. Nod sympathetically at the poor, poor Psyker.
I feel like blowing you up right now. I don't know why.
As is your curse.
Also, the astropath, you know. Tell
Those
us
are more
what you-
useful, but only just.
Okay, you say persecute mutants, so we need navigators to actually use the ship.
They are called by a higher purpose.
Okay.
Tis a pleasure to hear that unlike the ignorant rabble, you give due acknowledgement to the greatness of our deeds, Confessor.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Noble.
I didn't know that she would say something.
Yeah, that's why I said you're gonna be losing things by having us here.
Yeah.
Dear would have said something to the Psyker line, wouldn't she?
Possibly.
Yeah, she would say something.
Among the Adeptus Mechanicus?
Adeptus Mechanicus, yes.
The Emperor is known as the Omnissiah. They have their own form of worship. Do they share our beliefs?
We're going to the present planet. We will be shooting things. Yeah, it's a little weird though, but we all know that it is the Emperor.
Come to think of
It's
it,
definitely not a weird Catan dragon on Mars.
there are weird Catan dragons on Mars.
Don't
No.
worry about it.
Okay.
Vintage.
Come to think of it, my warrant entitles me to violate the Imperial Creed in some ways?
I
You do?
went and click on that button.
I don't feel
Yeah.
like pressing that one while talking to a holy man. It's fine? Is it fine? Eric, is it fine?
Up to you.
I see you suggesting it, but I'm just going to say that suffice for now.
As you wish.
You're beaming with joy. It's weird. I thought you hated people like me.
Fair. I do.
Cool. What happened to your clan? It sounds like they're all dead.
I was scarcely more than a child when the malady struck our cabins. First would come the fever, then the unlucky victim would start retching blood. After that, they would melt away like a candle. Only the youngest survived, myself among them. But my family is growing, and I am grateful for each new life that replaces one lost.
Still, your gentle manner may adversely affect their flock's faith. I don't care about their faith. They can do whatever they want. I have other topics to discuss.
Of course.
The Lady Theodora come here often?
No. Just enough to make it to where we said that she was good. Like, strangely, just enough.
People confess to you, right? I want to know what my people are thinking.
Ours is a throne-fearing flock that regularly leaves vox recordings in the Shrine Confessional house in the eastern part of the reliquary. Or are you asking for information I simply cannot divulge?
No. Keep your secrets, mister. I must take my leave.
May the Emperor's blessing be with your lordship.
I'm never coming back to come talk to you. I wish I could. Now we're all done. Now let's continue on to wherever we're
To
going
the
to go.
prison planet.
To the prison planet.
Away.
Oh wait, there's more dialogue.
Where? Who?
There's just a little bit more of dialogue.
Oh, hey.
Ooh.
There's a little bug report button. That's hidden.
On the right, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that was there.
On the right.
Blip.
Yeah. Not all the way at the top right, but close to the top right, but all the way to the right. There's a little bug report button that's hidden that
Oh.
you can't see.
Wow.
It's cool. It's a little neat. Yeah, it's really neat. I like it.
Let's
It's
get this
cute.
last little bit of dialogue done, and then we can continue on to the prison.
Oh, that's not dialogue. That's events.
It's an event, but it's still just a talking event.
No.
Permission to report, Lord Captain. Members of a sacred cult operating aboard the ship have requested an audience. They wish to present gifts and introduce themselves to their new captain.
This is different from the last time I came to this place.
You went 2 inches.
I told you. This is an event that you have to go through.
Unless this is a normal event, or this is the ship.
This
This
is a
is
ship
ship.
event.
This is
You
not-
went 2 inches and got random evented.
Yeah, this is not the astropathic station. This is the ship itself.
What
This is on your ship.
sacred cult are you talking about?
They call themselves the Bloodspun Web. The cult defends the flagship from both internal and external threats. Lady Theodora held them in high regard and looked favorably upon their activities.
Well, I'll receive them, I guess. I don't know who they are.
I will commence preparations at once, your lordship.
I thought I finally would get to my ship. To my
Nope.
destination, but no. I just gotta get the random events over with.
Back to the officer's deck! Away!
With that name of theirs, it sounds like they're going to attack us.
Wait.
If I don't do things right.
No.
I
They
said I
are,
was
however,
capable of
real
these.
big heretics.
Are they heretic?
Technically.
But also, technically not.
No, technically they are, because what they're doing is actual heresy. The stuff we
But
call
they're-
heresy isn't actually heresy.
Correct.
This, though, this is heresy.
Correct.
Yeah. Huh.
But they are also sanctioned by both the Inquisition and the Church of the Emperor.
Why does it keep putting your helmet back on, Daddy?
I mean, I took the helmet
He-
off. I don't see
He
it.
never turned it off. Or you never turned it off, technically.
I
Because
did.
you have to turn it off for each
I do.
instance.
Those on
that the-
deck watch in awe as the final figure moves gracefully into a ceremonial pose. Some of the officers whisper in excitement while others murmur prayers to the God Emperor.
The Undying Emperor commanded us to spin a web of blood around his children, and we obeyed. We obey still.
Look,
Wow.
it's Cabela.
His voice, which means he's important.
For now.
She is a follower.
Is she wearing a skull on her head?
Correct.
Yeah, sorry, I was looking at the her picture.
Domin von Valancius, death has whispered your name. We disown Domin Theodora. We renounce our oath to her. And now we give the gift of our blood to you.
I
It is the gift of death.
don't like these people.
Death has whispered your name. The followers of the tenets of the web swear fealty to their new overlord and offer proof of their devotion.
I would just like to state, there is one god where these people, in their own way that they don't know about, are worshiping immensely.
We give you a blade.
Oh,
The silent verdict. The
Finally, I got a good
Undying
sword!
has chosen you to wield this instrument of death. We give you one of our own, Kibella. She will be your shield and shadow. And we give you the blood of these traitors. The tenets of the web will purify their souls.
that is a decent weapon.
Two-handed sword.
Two-handed
It is.
sword, which we have a blade dancer,
Hi.
which is what they're doing. They're blade dancing. See. Okay.
You have heard many stories about death cults such as this one. These devoted, holy assassins of the Imperium have turned death into a form of worship of the Emperor. They're exemplary slayers, invisible executioners, and the scourge of traitors, heretics, and fallen souls. Many righteous people honor them as votaries of the faith, while others see their fearsome rituals as frenzied spectacles touched by madness.
Thank you, Set, for the information. Let me just examine these cultists, because they're strange.
The cultists are all voidborn. Their live, sinewy bodies are clad in light armor, which allows them to move with an acrobat's nimble grace and strike with an assassin's swift surety. Swift surety. Surety?
Surety?
Surety. Their red and black vestments are adorned with sharp spikes and ritual jewelry. Where time and training
Surety.
have worn their garments threadbare, you can make out patterns of bleeding lacerations.
So they've cut
Yeah.
into themselves many, many times before.
It shouldn't be surety, but it is.
Let me just examine these captives real quick.
The prisoners cower beneath the weight of your gaze. Blood drips down the tear-stained faces of the captive officers, technomats, and workers. A word has been carved in each of their foreheads with meticulous precision. Traitor, heretic, apostate, renegade. The cuts have been diligently and regularly reopened to prevent healing.
Cruel, but okay.
These renegades committed treachery against their domin. Their lips once praised the name of Kunrad Voigtveer, but it is
Hey, we
your
allowed to say it now.
they will whisper as they cross over
Voigtveer.
to the other side.
Voigtveer.
Interesting. So, a death cult watches over my crew. They who honor the Emperor through killing, who devote their every deed to serving him. Sacred execution.
The Domin has discerned our essence. This is a great honor for the blood-spun web. We have woven the bays of this ship together with the threads of our faith for many years. We keep the greatest relic, his tarot, through which he sends us his blessed revelations. We obey the whispers of the Undying One. This is our service to him. This is our service to you.
So they live on the ship and they just decide to come up to come say hi.
When they're not too busy taking out members of the ship. Yeah.
So these are members of the ship that they've just been parading through the halls and killing.
Yes.
Yeah.
All of the lower decks.
A ringing voice fills your ears, deafening the noise of the world around you. Time goes still and a voice whispers seductively in the back of your mind. How interesting. Devout assassins who believe themselves to be instruments of a higher power. They revel in violence and cannot tell the difference between bloodthirst and piety. They follow their faith blindly, unaware of how closely they tread to corruption and depravity. Look at them. They stand on the edge of a precipice. The smallest push will send them plummeting into the abyss. You could be their downfall. All you have to do is push.
What exactly does a cult like the Blood-Spun Web do?
The tenets of the web teach us to read.
You
the
thought we were out of the
threads
exposition.
of
You
future
wow.
and understand
More
the
exposition.
hearts of others. When a soul
All this game is exposition. What do you mean?
It gets into the meat later, but beginning.
We bring
Good God.
liberation. 3 strikes, 3 rebukes, 1 blade.
So much
This is how
dialogue.
we serve the Undying One. This is how we serve you and your flagship.
But
Well, dialogue is constant, but more the what is explaining dialogue.
we gotta do all the side quests. Gotta talk to every person and exhaust their dialogue on.
But there are others. The virtuous martyrs who contravene
Hey, look,
his
it's that push
design
they were talking
without
about.
realizing it. Those who have come too close to faltering or committing an apostasy, but have not erred yet. We present such souls to the Undying One.
You mentioned the tenets of the web. What are they?
Our laws and teachings, our philosophy and way of life, our art of combat and spiritual dogma. The tenets are the blood-spun web itself.
Or to say another way, we kidnap kids, brainwash them, and then tell them to kill things whenever a voice whispers in their ear.
And delete their memories of their past life.
That's included in the brainwashing.
Oh, fair.
So where do they get the skulls that they're...
Humanity owes its
Okay.
existence
The people that they
to
killed,
the
idiot.
Undying Emperor's sacrifice.
I mean, are they
He
important
who
to them?
protects
Like,
us from a darkness of terrors.
do they intentionally orphan
Each of us
kids?
has a duty
and
to
then make
They
them
have
wear
so
the-
many skulls.
and
Hmm.
a duty
Just
to
so many.
die for him. To act otherwise
You're
is
about to find
waste
out.
the life that has been given to us by the Undying One. To become a thief. We help others understand this. We help them to live and die righteously.
Instead of helping those who may soon stumble, you offer them death.
We follow his design. We claim those marked by his omens. We submit to his will. How could it be otherwise?
I don't like them. But I don't exactly want to make an enemy out of them. Does that make sense? His will, blah blah blah. I find that acceptable.
They do not even blink.
Or look away.
Tell me about yourself, Bella. Are you the leader of the Blood-Spun Web, or Terror, or its servant?
I am the second spinner of the blood-spun web. The honor of this title is bestowed only upon those who have ushered more souls than... It is shameful to speak of one's own deeds. I'm here to become your shadow, not to make boasts.
She killed a lot of people. Like a lot of people.
She kills
Like
a lot
a
of people.
god-awful amount of people.
Yeah. Did she fillet her own skin? That's what
Yeah.
came from
Yes.
her face?
Yes. She tortures herself constantly.
No, that is not a skin flap hanging down.
Oh, so it's not a skin. Okay, but I did see she cut her hand and then wiped the blood across her face. Finger.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah. So, why have you brought this grapple to the upper deck?
That might be a skin flap, but it's not from her face.
It might be from the face of whoever's skull she's wearing.
Correct.
Why have you brought these people here?
So you may offer the souls of these traitors as a gift to him. You have the authority to order their execution. Their blood will bind us together through him. For the God Emperor, the Undying One is death itself. The Undying One is duty itself. Give the order, Domin. Let a spinner of the blood-spun web undergo the test of a sacred trial.
This, hey, I'm gonna kill them myself, or I'm gonna let Cabela prove herself. Is that what this option is?
Find out.
Rogue Trader, my duty is to advise, not to be prophetic.
You're right. Then, as I'm asking for advice, how do you feel? What do you think about these cultists?
I think they're weird, but those guys are talking about Conrad, and I don't like that fucker. Let her do her job.
Let her do her job.
A dagger that has not sliced through sinew is nothing more than a toy. Let the final dance begin.
Oh, my neck.
And her dialogue.
And immediately go into combat, where you get to a taste of what the Blood Dancer is like. Eventually. There it is.
You gotta think about it.
Is it the
Here's
second
this
and third?
gun.
Is it the third and fourth spinners right there? I think that is.
Your emperor won't save you.
Oh, no, they just said that.
End.
That first thing out of their mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am.
Bella has a background as a death cult assassin. And uses a special
Yes.
ability called Raining Blood, where her next melee attack causes the target of her next melee attack explodes in a burst of blood.
Oh, you're gonna see a
Oh.
lot of that, son.
I see.
You're gonna see a lot of that, son, because I have a two-handed weapon that does a lot of that, my man.
Affects enemies with additional damage, blah blah blah. She knows uses a special server called Blood Vial that spills more blood on the battlefield. So essentially, wants blood everywhere.
Yes,
There's
'cause then
also
you
a
get
pair of
those-
gloves that they come with that'll make it a lot easier. But all you need to do is jump once and this shit's over.
And then it just used blade dancing thing.
Yeah. Use the death from above, the little jumpy looking one, and then jump in between all 5 of these guys.
Yeah.
And if that doesn't kill them, then hit the little sword dancing button, and that'll kill them.
It's gonna kill all but 1 or 2.
Maybe. Sometimes it doesn't kill, but 2.
Somebody just
And
gotta
then
hit start.
Somebody's got to hit the start button.
I hit it.
So like, do not throw this blood vial, despite wanting to throw the blood vial.
No, do not throw the blood vial. That's the only one you got.
No, it comes back.
Does it? Okay. You could hit the raining blood and then jump, technically.
Or just jump.
Or just jump. It'll be over sooner. Or do that.
Take that.
Take that.
Now you're all gross.
And take this. Oh, I killed 3 enemies in 1 turn, using the Death Vault ability.
That's death from above, not death waltz.
No, that's what the achievement said. Using Death Vault.
You got the wrong fucking achievement.
Yeah.
It's fine.
What does Raining Blood do again?
It just gives blood blessed and blood stained and all that kind of stuff. Don't worry about it. Hit the fucking blade dance button. There you go.
I want to know what the Blade Dancer's abilities are.
You shall see if you bring them along. Or watch James.
I'll just watch James.
Watch
do
me.
things.
Because I do it. Oh, actually, I can't do that one. The Raining Blood. I can't do that. I never get that. Because that's a death cultist thing.
Gotta do it again.
Do it again.
That is. Yes. You can jump right here, kill these 3.
I need to start the battle first.
Yeah. If you don't kill all 3, you can hit the blade dance button again and then jump over here and kill them. And whatever ones you don't kill, you can then actually hit with a melee attack.
Medina? Kaleb?
I hit ready
good.
unless it unhit my button.
I forgot there's
There were
another.
2. This is the second one.
I pressed the button, don't you look at me.
I was the
Like
second
that
person
time.
to press the button.
It unhit my button.
Okay, so you... Well, no, it didn't unhit it. This is a second combat.
Oh, never mind.
So you can only jump there to get those 3.
Just murder them with your OP character. Do it quickly.
I cannot serve you in this way.
It will not take long.
Retribution.
That's
Yeah, no,
not
actually-
what I wanted to do.
No.
Hit the blade dance button. You're fine. And then hit the sweep or the cleave button. And then target the one in the corner. This guy.
Yeah.
Thy blade be
And then you can jump to this guy.
and thy blessing
And then you can jump to this guy.
my veins.
Why aren't you jumping more? Jump more.
Jump more?
Jump more.
Yeah, jump. And then jump back.
Just keep jumping. And never stop.
And then jump back.
Why can I jump so much?
Because every time you kill somebody, you get a stack of death from above.
Oh.
As long as you don't kill somebody with death from above.
Yeah, even if you do.
No, that is incorrect. I looked at it. You are wrong on that one. I am sorry, but you are just wrong on that one.
Dishonor.
There is no skill. There is nothing that says that you can get that from death from above. And now blade dance and you're done.
I shall not.
And we don't get to loot those guys.
They didn't have anything anyway.
They had
They were-
blast guns
They
and
were
swords.
given their guns.
They had our last gun.
It's fine. I want them back.
Oh, so this line isn't voiced?
Nope.
Cool. A cut to the heart, a cut to the throat, a cut to the stomach. These wounds have been inflicted according to his pleasure. The blood of the apostate will wash away the stain of their treachery, that their souls may prostrate themselves before the undying one's throne and beg his forgiveness. I have acted with reverence and shown proof of my loyalty. Will you accept me? Son, will you make me your shield and shadow? I'm not intending to keep her, so...
Your lordship, the spinners of the Bloodspun Web were watching, tracking, and killing Von Valencia's enemies long before the warrant of trade passed to Lady Theodora. However, their blade has also been known to cut short the lives of highly upstanding persons. But I certainly do not in any way condemn the deeds of the deeply esteemed cult, and I'm sure they must have had a good reason.
He's like, fuck. Don't kill me, please.
Ooh, still cast it.
Kaleb, you have voice lines, my sir.
Give me a second, motherfucker.
I'm letting you know. I don't know if you're looking at the screen or not.
I'm not. That's why I said
Exactly.
give me a second. The cultists are the Scrooge of the sedacious. They bring the unrighteous to ruin. The enforcers respect the bloodspun web, for we share a common goal, to bring his light and his harsh wrath to the darkest depths of this ship.
Scourge of the seditious or not, folk are afraid of them for a reason. A couple of watches ago, these spinners took a train driver to pieces for some kind of ritual. I don't know what old Malok did to earn that privilege, though, and who's gonna feed his family now. But that's a lower decker problem. What matters is that the Bloodspun Webs who serves you pay faithfully, Lord Captain.
Hmm.
My predecessor's predecessor delivered a sermon to these things, and they're weird, and they gave me blood. But, like, they're cool, though, in my mind.
Hey, tell me about their great sacrifice.
That famine I talked about earlier, dude. They people died more. You know how hunger works, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah, I understand. They feed people.
We're not talking about that right now.
The hunger became the famine became a feast.
Mhm.
Is what that dialogue option said.
That's
there.
what I see right there. I want to hear what my retinue thinks. Hey, Abelard, what do you think? Oh,
It's strange.
It's just Cassia here.
Their shadowy forms are swathed in darkness, yet a radiant light burns through them like scarlet flame. I think it is a good sign. It is rare to see anyone filled with such light, even among servants of the faith.
I don't want her, though. But you will be my shadow, Cavella.
They remove the mask.
Oh,
They're done voicing, by the way.
I see. Henceforth, I am your shadow. An instrument of
Comment.
death, placed in your hand by the Undying One. For it was ordained, and so his spirit forspoke.
I don't like how they say tarot.
What's wrong with tarot?
It's tarot. Well,
It's
not
tarot.
It's not tarot,
Did I
but
say carrot or did I
that's
say
the
tarot?
southern. You said tarot.
Whatever. I also come bearing an invitation from the advisor of the Bloodspawn Web. He wishes you to know that the doors to the Undying One's temple are open to you.
No rush on that.
Nope.
Great.
But that is a thing we can do.
Are you suggesting Lord Captain should go down to the depths of his flagship and search for this temple? With all due respect, the lower decks are for servants and crew. They're not a fitting place for his lordship.
Shut up, Abelard.
What this Ironborn nonsense?
Your lordship?
Forspoke? What do you mean? What carrot? I said carrot.
You did.
Again.
That's apparently the way my brain does it. Okay.
I see your cape clipping through the chair.
I do too.
You see nothing. Nothing's happening.
There we go.
The greatest, most sacred relic of the blood-spun web. The Emperor's arrow. Only his chosen servants may earn their permission to rain blood upon the card and perform a reading to see fortunes of the future, shadows of the past, or tingles of the present. However, the secrets of his tarot are not for the ears of lay people to hear. I cannot tell you more. Not here, not now. Who is this
She can read your tarot.
vizier? He's the first among us. The vizier has spun the web of fate for 5-fold longer than I have lived. Blood of the flagship's blood, my mentor and teacher.
May secretly be a giant skeleton. Reports unconfirmed.
I don't want to talk about it.
That's... Italus? Nope, never mind, don't I know. That fits with their motif, with the wearing the skull mask.
Reports unconfirmed.
Why is the vizier not here to deliver the message himself?
He too big. Duh.
The first spinner is old. His abode is in the temple beneath the flagship's freight line, and he has not left the lower decks in decades. Even a short journey could sunder the spirit from his ancient body. It sounds like he's a giant skeleton. And I don't like. So where is this temple located?
Underneath the freight line, like I just said, idiot.
I'm not familiar to say, but I just said it was underneath the freight line, so it has to be underneath the freight line. So you must find it yourself. Cool. Your path began deep within the flagship, the dark tunnels of the freight line, and that blah 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 blah. For understanding that sounds like a riddle. Isn't that thing that you're going to grant her death?
No. This is not initiating that side quest right now.
Perhaps one day I'll grant you that favor then. You've heard the whispers of the undying one. He awaits you, he calls you, your time will come. Blah, blah. Your blade awaits direction. We will speak again when the time is right. Please go away and never come back.
No, she's got like 8 quests. She's gonna come on.
Oh man, does she have quests?
She is the DLC character.
But
and she really fucking proves that a lot. Though I will say, no, I won't. I'll shut up.
I should have just rejected her, but then I would miss out on the side quest. So,
and that's a big fucking side quest.
Yeah,
and that's a lot of free XP.
yeah.
Well, even beyond the free XP, it's
a lot of good loot too.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of cargo loot in that area specifically that we could trade.
cargo.
Dude, there's more cargo loot for trading in that area than is on half of the fucking major planet that we have to go to. And I'm not even joking about that.
Yeah, because everywhere we go to is basically okay, here's your dungeon. Get from this to this, and that is it. Even if it is a planet. I think there's maybe 2 or 3 side paths in the entirety of the game.
Yeah.
You hitting spacebar because I hadn't popped up to do anything? Yeah,
I'm just sitting at that person.
You're going to the bridge, it waits for the last person to load. That's it.
It's not a surprise. It's the same every time.
I would
Take
like
too
to be able
long.
to see what everybody else is at, though.
I'm at 99 right now.
I'm also at 100, so whenever he hits 100, he's gonna go get in. Don't have to wait for anybody. Hopefully.
I think I'm gonna make a episode cut whenever we do finally get to the prison planet and label this one even more diabolic.
More accidental dialogue.
There's still
You thought
more to
we
come.
were done? Nah, we got like 3 events that are gonna show up. He's gonna threaten the pirates, and then we're gonna be able to trade with the pirates. And then we'll get to shoot something. Not counting the one I put in between his shoulder blades earlier.
It was you who shot me?
3 times.
No.
I thought it was just the sister. She's already shown her hatred for Slider.
She's a deep-seated mistrust.
As she should.
Well, she doesn't hate you, Lord Captain.
Oh, and now I've gotten information saying that I'm allowed to go to different parts of the ship. Cool. I
Take
feel like
the
I
sword.
figured that out a while ago.
Son of a bitch!
Got another loading screen though, so we can get moving on.
Yeah, but I wanted to equip my shit!
You could do that later.
Fuck you!
I thought this would just be talk to like 3 people and then get moving on. But no.
Oh yeah.
Now I can finally get to the station. Hi.
Well, bitch.
The Astropathic Station is dead ahead of the void ship, motionless. There is lifeless silence across its vox frequencies. Its lights are out. Even those who have no warp sensitivity can feel the presence of death. It's here, lurking in the shadows. All this makes reading the reports of the ship's astropaths, who claim to be hearing an incessant ghostly howl emanating from the station, all the more disturbing.
Let's contact them by Vox.
Station not responding.
I can't scan them. Why can't I scan them? Whatever. Deploy a scouting team.
Because scanning is an astropathic thing.
The enforcers offered their prayers and proceeded to enter the uncanny station. What they saw inside was monstrous. Astropaths upon their thrones, not quite here, not quite now, smudged, as it were, across time. Servants reliving their horrible deaths again and again, only to be reborn out of ashes and blood into more agony a moment later. The warp manifested itself here, twisting the very nature of existence.
Wow.
The main hall was covered in a crust of psychic ice. A green-robed, blind old man sat motionless upon a tall throne. He was quite literally entombed in the ice, yet still alive and screaming.
Hey, Zachary, go check out what's going on over there, please. I know you're blind, but do it.
Choir Master Vice boarded the station in person
Thanks, Seth.
and proceeded to the choir's hall. He stood silently for hours in front of a man frozen in ice and had a telepathic conversation with him.
Thanks for the free XP.
Then Master Vice offered a prayer to the God Emperor, and the unfortunate man passed away. Upon returning to the ship, Vice reverently presented the Lord Captain with a grim trophy, the late Choir Master's amulet, taken from the frozen body after death.
Immunity to the horrors of the warp.
Horrors of the Warp means you get -5 to weapon skill, ballistic skill, willpower, strength, and -1 resolve per difficulty here of saving for 1 round. Which is assuming when a demon spawns.
When a demon is there, you get those penalties.
Right.
Per tier of demon. With that amulet,
Psychic
you
streak
don't.
carrying across the Immaterium has been silenced, but this has brought the crew no relief. A chilling realization came to the astropaths when they discovered that the cry was masking a different sound, one even more terrifying and surreal. It was the melody of a cataclysm born from a warp storm of titanic power so intense that the entire expanse must be able to hear it. It muffles astropathic messages and crawls into psychers' minds, evoking everywhere the same image, a dark, gaping, beastly mouth cleaving the universe in two. Now that the mad choir master has finally stopped screaming, the song of the Immaterium has reached the rogue trader's void ship too.
Ooh, let's search the ship.
A brief and chilling chronicle of the station's doom was found in the scribe's records. A warp disturbance of monstrous proportions wiped out half the choir at once, turning the astropaths into living portals through which torrents of the Immaterium's energies poured out. Those who lasted longer bellowed and howled a black rift that had split the universe into before and after, in a darkness that would devour the Astronomicon's light.
Burn it all. Like, just everything, please.
Void torpedoes shattered the fragile station. One can only hope that the unfortunate souls captured by the warp have perished along with their home.
End the dialogue. Now we can go to the prison fight.
You actually never scanned that place, by the way.
What place?
Majoris.
I don't know how to scan things.
Just go there.
You know,
And then there's a button at the bottom.
Going there.
We're gonna get like 4 anyway, and then we can go bloop, 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 bloop.
I just didn't
I
want
would go to
run
the
into all this
unidentified
dialogue.
void ship before we go to my Norris.
Just
Well,
wanna
yeah, it's there. It's that button at the top.
Begin scan. Cool. What's over here? Oh,
Fucking nothing.
50 XP.
50 XP and extractium?
That's a thing for later. Don't worry about it right now.
It'll be a big thing in chapter 2. It is not a thing right now.
Cool. I'll worry about it later.
I would go to the void ship because there is some things to buy there.
Lord
Hey.
Captain, sorry to disturb you. It's pandemonium outside the bridge gate. One of the officers seems to be demanding an audience with you in person. I think I hear Master Viserian's voice. In any case, I wanted to warn you in advance.
Cool.
And this is the event you were talking about that you were confusing with the other event.
This was the event that we were talking about that you were confusing with the other event that you were talking about from later on.
You were confusing it, not me!
Eric and
Yes,
I
it's
were
what?
talking about this event. You were talking
It's
about a
a what?
completely different event for some reason.
Because the other event is a more important event.
but we were discussing
You
this
now
one.
can go whenever you want
No,
to go.
I was discussing the other one. You thought I was discussing this one.
Eric brought it up. We were discussing this one, and then you brought up the other one.
Bullshit.
Irrelevant.
Anyway, does not matter.
Now you get to have a heart-to-heart with Abelard, who may or may not be voiced. Probably not, because I've had this game testings.
None of this is voiced.
It's not voiced at all.
Yay.
And I don't have any speaking roles in this one. Yay!
You could pick up one. Yay.
Eric is Sean Everyman.
Jocasta talks a lot
It's
of this,
okay.
though.
She does. I'll go get snacks. I'll be back.
Fair enough.
Dying. Oh, yeah. Why can't I have a fan on? That would be so nice. Who is this?
It is not the conduct of an officer. These are the antics of a highborn brat out on a lock. Explain yourself, Lieutenant. Am I gonna bounce off myself?
I apologize, sir, but I must speak to the Lord Captain. No.
Very well, Lieutenant. You may address the Lord Captain, but at least because I see you have already seen fit to disturb them. Your unauthorized appearance on the bridge and display of belligerence toward a higher-ranking officer will be logged on your personal file without delay.
Lord Captain, Lieutenant Arvovent, requesting permission to speak. On a matter of extreme importance and urgency. I will listen to what you have to say. Speak, Lieutenant. This matter cannot wait. Any minute now, an assault unit will be dispatched to the lower decks in order to crush the workers' strike by any means necessary. But I'm convinced that this step is unwarranted, and that the crisis itself was provoked by the actions of one of the senior officers. Lord Captain, I urge you to investigate the actions of the Seneschal and to intervene in what's happening on the lower decks, because very soon we will have a mutiny or a massacre on our hands. There's an insurrection in the making aboard my ship, and no one has informed me? How does that happen?
I would not deem it a problem worthy of the rogue trader's attention. The lower decks, as it so happens, are in revolt 30-some years ago. We even had a revolutionary leader rise up who dared to establish workers' rule across the entire ship. It took a month to restore order, but even 8 years later, we were still battling rumors that the hero had survived the execution and was on the verge of gathering people to fight against tyranny once more. Needless to say, the rumors were baseless, and as for the current situation, we have sufficient enforcers to deal with it.
But on this ship, the word of the Lord Captain carries more weight than a salvo from 100 bolters. I'm sure that if the rogue trader addresses the malcontents directly, he will quell the unrest.
You have not been on the receiving end of a salvo of 100 bolters, have you?
Clearly not, as I'm still
You
standing
do
here
not
today.
speak ill of them when you are on the receiving end. I dread to think what problem you will disturb the rogue trader with next. Perhaps you will ask the Lord Captain to break up brawls in the mess room? I've already given you the means to resolve this problem, you simply need to use them.
By killing everyone. If I may, your lordship, sending a hit squad to crush the rebellion is a means of ignoring the problem, not solving it. How did all this start? Exactly. The situation could boil over any minute, so give you the condensed version. It all began when the enforcers found a cultist amulet on the body of someone who had been killed in a drunken brawl. We reported it up the chain immediately, arranged for a cleansing rite to be performed, and opened an investigation. No heretics have been found alive, but the search has brought tensions between enforcers and the workers to a head. Where does Seneschal come into all this?
I shall explain.
I beg you to hurry. Time is running out.
I will not hurry. Since my competence is under scrutiny, I shall speak for as long as I see fit. There is an established order to the way things are done on this ship, and one of the pillars of that system is that the rogue trader's attention is not distracted by trivial matters. It is the Seneschal's role to ensure that. I have always handled internal problems myself, so of course, when I received information about cultists hiding on the lower decks, I took the matter in hand. So long as I live, not one of the vermin who murdered Theodora von Valancius will find refuge on her ship.
But it's not her ship anymore. You're far too heavy-handed, Seneschal. Arrests, interrogations, mass punishments for entire sectors? It has driven the people to the brink. Now there's a strike on the lower deck, in Teapot 4, to be precise. 3 worker clans are involved, but many more passively supporting them. The situation could degenerate into an all-out insurrection. But when I reported my concerns, the only response I received was an order to dispatch an assault unit and crush the strike with maximum force. Abelard, what do you have to say to all this?
I see no need to add anything. I acted within the remit of my authority, guided exclusively by the best interests for your protectorate and your personal safety. If you wish to confirm the rectitude of my actions for yourself, I have no objections.
Okay. For my part, I urge the Lord Captain to go down to the lower deck, stop the assault unit, and speak directly to the people. You will see that they are not lying or harboring heretics. That way, you will stop the uprising before it begins. What is Teapot 4? I've never heard of that before now.
Depot 4 is one of the poorest sections on the lower decks. It is home to clans of general laborers. They are not as valuable to the ship as the families who have served its specialized systems for generations. They are an easily recruitable resource, and one which is now, more besides, giving succor to cultists and minions of the archenemy.
Depot 4 is poor and troubled, but at worst that means drunken fights and illegal rot gut brewing. We have handled the workers of Depot 4 in the past. We would have done so again if the crackdowns of Depot 4 hadn't been so harsh. And another important point to bear in mind, the problem is not limited to this sector. It is located on one of the most populated lower decks, and everything that happens there has a knock-on effect on all the neighboring sectors. Master at Arms, the ship enforcers report to you, and yet you seem hesitant to provide your own perspective.
They tossed a line to you, Caleb. I understand you're busy.
Lord Captain, unlike Lieutenant Vent, I respect the chain of command and realize that it is not within my right to challenge my superiors. That being said, while I entirely share Master Worseren's opinion on what fate Depot 4 deserves, I must note that this insubordination is a direct consequence of practices that he himself has introduced.
Mr. Sourback, I see you have decided to follow the lieutenant's example after all. Such behavior does you no credit.
Sourback, explain yourself.
No.
Okay.
Well, there we go.
Still no.
Are you sure? Okay.
Yeah.
Abelard, Do you wish to respond?
Mr. Sourback, can you recall an occasion where I would encourage an officer to disobey their superior? Or one where I would overrule their order? Or show favoritism to those who merited none?
None, sir. For there have been no such cases in the entire time that I have served aboard this ship. If anyone were to claim otherwise, I would have them pay for insulting your honor with blood. Your conduct in this regard has always been spotless. Nevertheless, given your eminent position, a simple show of attention on your part is enough to erode the propriety of junior officers, inflate the sense of self-importance, and undermine discipline. That you distinguish some of them and know them by name is tantamount to walking around the officer's deck handing out gifts to officers who have caught your eye. It fills those you set apart with ambition and audacity. It makes them stand out among the rest. Enforcers are meant to be faceless servants, fighters ready to die, their fate entrusted to their commander and no one else. This is the sole foundation of order.
Lieutenant Vent, would you say the Seneschal has singled you out from your peers in any way? Lord Captain, I swear, that Seneschal were Siren has never granted me any privileges, never once advocated for me, nor facilitated my promotions. Although, he is the man who convinced me to become an officer in the first place. He has offered me extensive guidance in my service, for which I am grateful to him. And while not all my fellows receive such attention, I know of at least a dozen fine officers, whom the Seneschal keeps in his sight to ensure that they continue to strive.
To prepare new generations of the dynasty's servants, to instruct them and to separate those of potential from those who have exhausted it. That is my duty as Seneschal. The ship has bays worth of pilots, enforcers, officers, technicians, and stewards whom I raised personally. By the throne, every third person standing on this bridge right now was my student at one point.
I see.
But they're here on the bridge, which is an important position.
Evidently,
Because
my
of
officers are anything but a shining example of unity and adherence today. I have only myself to blame, I suppose.
Crusty open bag.
I've heard enough. I will go down to the lower deck and deal with the problem personally. I had misgivings about Abelard, right?
For some reason.
He's a good man, but he's stuck in his ways.
Praise the Emperor.
Asking us, though.
Thank you, Lord
What, Eric?
Captain. Because I have a spotty memory and don't remember if I actually hated him for
You
whatever
hated
reason.
everyone.
I hated
Literally
everybody.
You have not liked a single follower that has popped up thus far.
I like one person, two people actually.
You're okay with Adira, and that's weird.
Not Adira. I don't like Adira either.
Ah, thank you.
Thank God.
I was okay with that one
You liked Caleb's guy.
Nacho Casta. The other guy.
No.
The one to
Make
take
it
care of
clear.
orphans. Oh,
Montag.
Eric. Yeah.
Montag? He's not a fucking
He's not a
follower.
companion, but he's someone you
Companion.
can talk to.
But that's what I just said.
Yeah.
You have not liked a single one of the companions thus far.
Cassia is fine, I think.
No.
Yeah.
She's about to get real noble on you.
When you met her, you didn't like her.
Yeah. I haven't liked.
Dog's making weird noises, but I'm just gonna carry on anyway. An enterprise boarding on the sophomore, but please yourself, Lord Captain. However, I categorically insist that I escort you.
I don't know what that word means.
Categorically?
Lord Captain, I regret that the
Sephoric.
enforcers...
Sorry.
You're good. Lord Captain, I regret that the enforcers were unable to handle the situation, which led to your and the guys' involvement. I consider it my duty to go to Depot for myself and see to the expedient resolution of this conflict. That's definitely not the word that's right there.
Meh.
Seneschal and expedient.
I don't care about the first one. I'm not going to try to pronounce the first one.
And the die. I had to bring Abelard.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, you can get rid of Cabela
Why is Cabela here?
Because she
because
was
she's your
just in the
shadow.
party.
Yeah, no.
She's also got 3 levels to deal with.
So I'm just,
I just
said-
like that I got moved to the second row.
Throw her to me and I'll level her up.
Oh,
I'll just ignore her for now. That's all of her characters, yeah.
I don't even think that there's combat here.
There could be.
And
If you mess
maybe.
up.
If you fuck up, there's a lot of combat here.
If
The
the
fuck up that is.
how the fuck did you get combat here?
You say,
There's
hey,
a button
kill
that
all the
says
people.
attack. There's a button that says attack, and then you have to kill all 3 groups of the people that come in, and then the groups over here that are furious and.
Be a maniac. Gotcha.
You can absolutely hit the button to go, hey, fuck you. Oh, hey, look, Arik, you're Abelard.
Noblers. Wow. They don't even smell bad. That's
Hey,
that
it's Rosarian.
Rosarian, though.
Take that
Take
scum.
this. Brr. Throw the poo poo.
They throw it in. Ew.
Acid.
Throw the poo poo.
They threw the poo poo. The lower decks are a source of endless problems. Sometimes I dearly regret that we cannot replace all of them with servitors.
Did you hear? They were shouting your name.
Of course they were. The organization of the daily routine of life of the ship rests upon my shoulders. The maintain of challenges and problems from which I endeavor to insulate you, Lord Captain. The situation on the lower decks has been a cause for concern, and I have intervened personally on more than one occasion. That must be why they remember me. They do not know your face. To them, you are akin to a creature of legend, one who has stood in the steps of the Golden Throne, no less. Whereas I am the man whose name is attached to every order docking rations or lowering a base heating.
Okay. Let's keep moving. We need to get to the bottom of this. Whatever this is.
Open.
Hey, there's a thing in here.
What do we have here?
Valves.
We can only
valve.
turn
Backup
the
valve.
valves in order.
Yeah. But you see that everyone here has this frenzy thing where they get bonus movement and an additional attack every turn. Just let you know that there's combat here.
Yeah, these guys in here are fucking annoying to deal with sometimes.
Oh,
We got close enough for it to trigger.
did not
Someone's
notice
on
it.
their way.
I'll get there eventually, but I'm slowly walking and I was far away.
Gotta
I didn't know there was a thing up here. It's on the other side of the room.
Hold on, he's on the way. Vent is having a disagreement.
Lieutenant Vent, my patience is wearing thin. I've given you an order, now get out of my way.
Oops.
Cannot comply with that order, ma'am. This is my deck and my sector. So long as this area remains under the Lord Captain's special oversight, no action can be taken without my express permission. There are only 3 people who are authorized to make me stand down. The first officer, the rogue trader, and the Emperor himself.
So not all my lessons fell on deaf ears.
Who are you talking about, though?
He was actually talking about Vent in that situation.
Your lordship. What is the situation? Your lordship, my people have locked down the base where the strikers are, including their leaders. Get the situation under control, as far as resources allow.
Under control, Lieutenant. I came here to lead an investigative unit. And what do I see? The rabble's on the verge of mutiny. There's nothing to investigate. This simply calls for immediate
Repression.
repressions and firing squads. And you, Vent, are a step away from facing charges yourself.
We encountered some locals on our way here. Their conduct was outrageous. They even tried to throw things at us. The people are getting desperate, clearly. They saw the assault unit and decided they had nothing left to lose. I mean, I apologize, Lord Captain. It is outrageous.
This one dude doesn't give a fuck.
Just wandering back and forth, listening into the conversation.
Just going in between
That
people
dude's
who
over
are
there
talking.
talking to a wall.
Hey, he's
fixing
click-clack
something.
over there.
He's doing the blue
And then he
clap.
stops and starts shaking his hands around and talking to the wall.
I'm sure the people simply didn't recognize you. It wouldn't have occurred otherwise. We will deal with them once the current situation is resolved. I want to speak to the strikers.
Man.
He's so pissy.
Right you are, Lord Captain. Allow me to wish you good luck.
He's spent, we don't know how long, dealing with Lady Theodora and her version of mercy on these people.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm aware. I'm aware Lady Theodora was absolutely... Oh, just fuck him. Kill him. Who gives a shit?
Kill them all and
But
let
just...
God sort them out.
The Emperor, yeah.
The God Emperor sort them out.
Well, they don't even call him God Emperor. They just call him Emperor. A lot of the
There's a
time.
bunch of people here, and some of them are mutants.
Some of them are mutants?
Yep.
Oh,
That's what
that
I
guy.
said.
Okay.
Everybody's cold and we're dying. Lord
Start
Captain,
fire.
you've come down to us.
Tell me what is troubling you. Why are you striking?
Striking, that's news to us, your lordship. All we're doing is asking questions, saying what we think. Old lady, go.
Shut up, Rivet. Here's the deal, your lordship. Your damned enforcers are all over us down here. They say they're looking for cultists. One wrong word, and they're reaching for their batons.
Breton.
If they want to punish someone, they turn off the heating to whole base for a week at a time. So we get sick and freeze. In my clan, 2 little ones died from inflammation in their lungs, all because of those enforcers.
Aw,
Haktua.
I'm missing out on the sisters stuff here.
Stager, it's a third one. It's all true. Vent's the only enforcer who stood up for us. It's a clear as day who had a mother from the lower decks and who grew up amidships and has no fellow feeling toward us. Your lordship, we're no villains here. We're honest workers. Your servants. We've plotted no disorder. We went on strike openly, and now we've got guns pointed at us. And all we're doing is asking to be allowed to work in peace without being harassed.
The persecution started apropos?
Apropos of nothing.
Of nothing?
Apropos.
Apropos?
Apropos.
The S is invisible.
Why?
It's silent.
Apropos?
Fuck you, the English
Of
language, we
nothing.
know this.
You say? I was told that one of you was found in possession of a cultist amulet, and that there were heretics hiding here.
I called this amulet. What's that? The Gilgal they found on the dead day. It was something evil or forbidden we didn't know. The enforcers just said they were looking for heretics amongst us, and anyone obstructing their investigation we've punished. But how could there be heretics here? We know our own people, and there have been no new faces around. Definitely not, and if there were, we would be the first to report them.
This is there's a lot of things here.
Yes. And as for this amulet, or whatever it is, they took it off a dead body. There are no cultists still breathing in our sector. That's for sure. But when that fight broke out, some enterprising folks looted the bodies. The boots they came back with, nobody's ever tread these decks in boots so fine. I can tell you that. Seems to me these cultists have better commanders than us.
I have a shot, sir.
Shut up back there.
But I'm at the top of the stairs. It's
Shut
really
up!
easy.
Hold on for now.
You are at the top of the stairs. You're so weird. Why are you up there?
He is standing right next to me, Jimmy. So, unfortunately, I don't get to see that.
Oh yeah, them boots are real fine. There's no harm in taking them, right? As for the amulet, it must have been pocketed by someone who didn't know any better. We don't need any amulets around here. We all worship the Emperor, and when we're working, we bow down before the machine spirits of the large and small transformers and the Autobots. The same way my grandfather was taught 100 years ago by a tech priest who came upon. Believe us, your lordship, we're people of faith.
Lord, do you have anything to add?
Roll out. I authorize the use of all necessary measures to locate Chaos worshippers hiding in the sector. The specific steps taken by the officers were not reported to me. Nevertheless, I am certain that their actions were justified. Cultists are no drunken stiff to us. They are the enemy and a threat to the ship. Neutralizing them demands decisive action.
Starback, was it really necessary to torture these people with gold?
Oh, why'd I talk so much? The rabble understands only one language, Lord Captain, that of violence. As per regulations, should the laborers persist in their unwillingness to cooperate, the next step is limiting air supply and cutting off water, which is almost certain to restore order. The peasants can grumble all they want, but in the end they are the source of their own misery. All they have to do is bow their heads and fall in line, and the need for punitive measures will disappear.
What changes do you want?
Would you look at this? The exalted Lord Captain himself is asking us bilge rats what we want? Well, here's what. We want you to rein in your damn enforcers, to quit turning off the heat, and to stop battering everything that moves. No, that's not it. We want the enforcers gone from here. We want to be armed. Give us arms and we'll govern ourselves. We'll defend ourselves if these cultists do show their faces. I've been leader of my clan for 20 years now. Getting rid of these club-wielding thugs can only improve things down here.
Lord
Don't
Captain,
do
we
that.
can shunt the exhaust from the plasma forge here. It will make things warm.
They were complaining about the cold.
It will make things very warm.
It'll make things very warm. Do not give these fucking weirdos guns. It's a recipe for disaster.
Consider it.
Gone too far, old man. They'll never let the maggots on the lower deck live without the enforcers breathing down their necks. They probably even insist on enforcers on the upper decks, too. As for weapons, what do we need them for? For the first days out, well, someone shooting their neighbor out of stupidity or drunkenness. We don't need that. If the enforcers stop harassing us, that'll be enough. In return, we'll find the scavengers who rob the cultist bodies and we'll talk to them, on one lower decker to another. If there are any more of those damned amulets about, we'll hand them over to the enforcers ourselves.
See, some of them seem smart. They're not
Yeah.
all irredeemable.
Old Nan's just retarded. You speak for yourself and your clan, and I'll speak for me and mine. I don't want empty gestures, I want real change. They'll promise us the world now, but as soon as the anointed one turns his back, these brutes will be on us even harder than before, all because we dared to speak out.
Thoughts, Abelard?
The story about going scavenging for boots and accidentally picking up a heretical amulet does not convince me. These people were moments away from rebelling and possibly becoming minions of the archenemy. We must not give them what they want. Even if they did acquire something innocently, purely out of their own stupidity, that does not mean they are not tainted with corruption.
I mean, acquiring it innocently kind of exactly means that.
I have heard tales of someone
actively.
being chopped by weird blades, and then shortly afterward their minds turned to mush. Thankfully, we haven't seen any of that, right, Lord Captain? What begins as petty thievery can turn into a far graver problem. I have seen it before. In my second war, there was a sergeant in the Imperial Guard regiment that was stationed nearby. That sergeant took an ordinary pocket knife from the body of a heretic, and his whole unit lost their lives for it. When they finally managed to break into the barracks, they found not a single survivor. Only the pocket knife, which had grown through all the rows of beds like a metal choking vine. So when it comes to scavengers, malcontent strikers, or whatever they'll turn into next, my verdict is simple: give them no quarter.
Master at Arms, where do you stand?
Give the rabble grogs, and they will take an agri world, Lord Captain. They only understand brute force and will interpret any concession as a sign of weakness. Giving them weapons and recalling the enforcers would be folly. It would only be a matter of time before we had a full-scale mutiny on our hands.
You have failed to convince me of your trustworthiness.
Please do not.
Please do not.
Please.
It would not.
Actively do not.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Spreading anarchy on the ship is the first step towards embracing chaos. Putting
Well, that's
weapons
gonna
into
be
untrained hands would be even worse. What's more, the enforcers are needed to maintain oversight and order. Withdraw those demands, and we'll consider the rest. Thanks, Arik. You've done a good job.
You're so welcome.
Rivet.
Yeah, I know. I just gotta fucking deal with the thanks, Arik. Huh? Wait. Oh.
What do you mean? You
Old
did
man,
it, Eric.
listen. This. Old man, listen. The Lord Captain himself has come down to us and is offering concessions. And I don't know a single person in the entire. Fucking do it. Do it.
Hey, go do this. Yeah.
We'll do what they're saying. So still do it.
You two are ganging up on me? Is that it? So brave you are against an old woman. But I'll shut up. I will indeed. I won't go against two clan leaders on my own. If you want to make peace with the enforcers, make your peace.
Can we just wipe out their clan? And then call it a day.
Hooray! We're all in agreement.
Then it's decided. Oh, you can still say you failed to convince me of trustworthiness.
Correct.
Interesting.
You can literally go, hey, I promise you this. And then everybody goes, fuck you.
Yeah. Then it's decided. The persecution will stop, and I'll expect you to assist in locating any remaining amulets or weapons by cultists.
I also wish to state that Abelard thinks that his enforcers grabbing the amulets won't do the exact same thing as these fucking rabble-rousers.
Yeah.
Your Lordship, thank you. You have not abandoned us lower deckers. You came yourself and settled everything. I will tell my grandchildren.
What the fuck? Bullshit fucking logic
You
is
did
that?
great.
Oh, it did great. Yay. Let's end this dialogue.
Okay.
Go grab all the...
Always keep your eye on the prize.
It's just everyone running different directions.
I am in the dark.
Oh, I need to run over here and see the theme thing
This
first.
could be an opportunity.
Turn that valve. And now it's this valve over here.
What are you doing?
And then it's this valve here.
There's a little box in one of the vents that you need to turn all the valves to get.
Okay.
Then it's this valve here.
The box.
I've done it 14 times.
It's right here.
Then it's this valve here.
Why is
And
there
then
a
it's...
box in the valves?
No idea.
Well, that was easy.
It has grenades in it.
We haven't got any of those yet.
Well, we do
So
now.
exciting.
I always
It also
keep
had
my
some melted
options
charges,
open.
but the grenades are much more important.
Here.
Yeah, it depends.
Did you already grab the box?
I have never
Why did you
seen this.
grab the box?
Why wouldn't I? What?
How did you grab the box? I thought the thing would have opened yet.
I did the puzzle! What do you mean?
These are the grenades that came from it. Force grenades. Did you take some of them and put them on your person?
I think somebody grabbed a crack grenade. I didn't. I grabbed a force grenade.
Go and look for people.
I got a crack on my playthrough.
Arik has a crack grenade. I didn't do this. Oh.
Someone ran back to the entrance gate away from me to slowly walk back. Oh, I skipped forward.
Yeah, I'm on the other end of the fucking map, so...
It's on the way. Look at them jerry cans.
I just teleported, so that was fine.
I have an urgent matter to discuss with the Lord Captain. Please give us a moment. Well, are you pleased with your investigation, Lord Captain? You kowtowed to the disloyal rabble, believed their lies, and showed them leniency. Next time the ship is attacked by cultists, the rabble will welcome them in with open arms and allow them to wreak whatever havoc they like, because I see you as a weak leader. Is that how you see your future at the helm of the Von Valancius Protectorate?
Let's talk about your role in all this instead. You allowed this revolt to happen. Your actions practically guaranteed it would.
I would have handled the situation myself had you not decided to intervene. Remember Lord Captain Theodora. Do you think she ever set one slippered foot on the lower decks? No, she did not. Such matters were left to myself and the junior officers while she dedicated herself to her grand designs for the Protectorate, as any true strategist and rogue trader ought.
Maybe if Theodora had spent more time on trifling matters, she wouldn't have wound up dead. There's a new Lord Captain aboard this ship now, and I will not repeat her mistake. You have selected that, and that stopped me from clicking the button. Why have you selected such a thing?
Chaos.
He picks chaos options
Yeah.
all the
I
time.
would be willing to press my son so not to fill my head with such matters, but to reason spiral out of control. I'm still going with the first option.
I commend your decisiveness, but I am uncomfortable with introducing new protocols in the midst of a crisis. And I lost my temper, Lord Captain, and I believe I ought to explain myself.
Exposition!
Cool.
The prosperity of the Von Valancius Protectorate is not just an empty phrase to me. I left the Imperial Navy for the chance to see it flourish. It was the most momentous decision of my life, and I did it because I saw in Lord Captain Theodora's deeds the sign of true greatness. Rogue traders do not simply forge new routes and capture worlds, they create order out of anarchy. That creative impulse was entirely lacking during my time in the military. So I left behind everything I had known, everything my family had known. I come from a long line of officers, and I embarked upon this incredibly reckless venture. Lord Captain Theodora entrusted me with all the concerns she had no time for. She would go off on her flagships for long periods to distant frontiers on scouting voyages, and the advancement of the entire Protectorate rested on my shoulders. And then suddenly, everything that had been built over the years and years began to quake, rattling like a flimsy hanger on a seismically active world. Someone shoot that baby. One of the senior officers betrayed us all. The rogue trader was killed, and who knows what is happening on the planets. I tell you this honestly, without fear of appearing weak. All this has come as a grievous blow to me. I'm not panicking or grieving because I cannot allow myself to panic or grieve. I'm duty-bound to aid the new rogue trader, to aid you, to find your footing as quickly as possible, and to do that I must insulate you from the problems that in the past have been dealt with by tried and tested procedures set out on these ships' regulations. Procedures that were established long ago and have functioned smoothly for decades cannot simply be deemed excess to requirements.
I understand. But you need to learn how to respect me as your Lord Captain and Rogue Trader. Accept it, and start living in the new world. A world where Theodora is gone, and where you and I have new decisions to make.
Yes, Lord Captain. Your resolve is admirable, and demonstrates strong leadership. I shall remember this moment, should my old habits ever begin to creep back in. And now, please, let us leave the lower decks. If the rogue trader desires to stretch his legs, there are far more suitable places.
There we go.
We have a level up.
No.
Yes.
No.
You have a level up, so we all have a level up.
I have
Yes,
a
we
level
do.
up?
Yes.
I don't want to level up again.
Yeah,
I
well,
haven't
we
done
are.
anything yet.
We've done a lot, actually.
This episode has been 2 hours of just talking when I thought it was going to be like 10 minutes.
Welcome to CRPGs, bud. They're nothing but talking. They're storybooks, literally.
I thought we got all of
loading
that
screens.
done. in the
We are
last
heading
episode.
toward heavy combat, in fairness.
Why
Not
can't
on
I-
the fucking prison planet.
Prison Planet's only combat.
No.
Squeak, yes.
No.
Nothing to do here. Carry on.
Son of a bitch!
I can't level up, so I assumed
Let
you
me
couldn't level
fucking
up.
level up!
I can't level up, so I assumed you couldn't level up.
Don't make assumptions.
I mean, I couldn't.
So
I could.
let's scan this prison planet. That's not here.
It's a planetoid.
Oh, it's a planetoid. I see. Is
Ediphilia.
this a prison place?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So just go here.
Yeah.
Next time. Dragon Ball. We'll finally get to something. Who is who and who is coming with us?
Everybody's
your one
here
NPC
except
on the bridge,
Abelard.
yeah.
We want
Go
Abelard to
away,
be swapped out with
Abelard.
Cassia, I believe. I think that's what we've decided. Adira, really?
He's a Dira.
He's allowed to make his own mistakes.
I love the way you said that.
Fair enough.
Oh.
There we go. Then the first thing we can do after we get through all the dialogue and stuff.
Now we have 2 people that can grant extra turns. I think
Cassie
this
gets
place
a
is
extra thing every time she grants someone an extra turn.
correct. She gets better bonuses for granting extra turns, but I believe Arik is going to be our grand strategist.
What? No. Oh. Shut the fuck up.
That's crazy. That's wild.
I hate this. Why have you done
I'm
this?
so for that.
What happened?
That's my whole payoff for it right there.
Why'd you name your character me?
It's not you.
Phonetically,
It's ERIC. What do you mean?
it's phonetical. Motherfucker.
Yeah.
Oh, we leveled up.
I can't level up. Why can't I level up?
I don't know, but I can.
I can.
I can't have it go there. But I'm just gonna end the episode here, and then we can start on the
I
prison
just
planet
said mine.
next time.
You already
Oh.
ended the episode.
You already ended your episode. I'm ending mine now.
Yeah, my sarcastic remark was missed. It's only in your.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
gonna
only
take
in mine.
stabilizing factor so that whenever I cast talent or cast my low level powers, I degrade the veil.
Goodbye.
I suggest when you have the